وعلى أشرف المرسلين سيدنا ونبينا وحبيبنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد، قال الله سبحانه وتعالى: وقضى ربك ألا تعبدوا إلا إياه وبالوالدين إحسانا إما يبلغن عندك الكبر أحدهما أو كلاهما فلا تقل لهما أف ولا تنهرهما وقل لهما قولا كريما واخفض لهما جناح الذل من الرحمة وقل رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا. صدق الله العظيم. Firstly, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, and a very beautiful good morning to all our lovely Kofifi FM 97.2 listeners. Respected friends, family out there, once again, we thank Allah for the beautiful day He has given us, for having wakened us to a new day so that we may gain new experiences, learn new things. However, sometimes we forget. Sometimes we forget. Sometimes we forget the simple things, the easy things, because we believe that the most difficult of things are the more important ones. We believe that which is going to give me financial and material benefit is more important than anything else. And we want to talk about those people who are most important in our lives and are sometimes given the least importance in everything. Alhamdulillah. Excuse me for that. Now, we are going to talk about our parents, our mom and our dad. We only have two, a mom and a dad. Do we appreciate them? How do we love them? How do we care for them? What importance do I attach to mom and dad? Can we remember 2 weeks ago, I asked everybody to go home, and if you have a mom, just to hug her. Give her a hug and say, Mom, I love you. Give her a hug and say, Mom, I value you. Give her a hug and say anything that is beautiful to Mom. She deserves it. Go to Dad. Hug him. And say, Dad, I love you. Dad, I value you. Dad, whatever beautiful thing you can say to him, say it to him. And give him that hug and hold them. Hold them. Not a quick hug, but a hug wherein you can hold them so that they may feel the love in your heart and know that you really mean what you are saying. Allah says in the Holy Quran, وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ. And your Lord has ordained that you worship none, no person, no prophet, no great person, no rich person, no handsome person, no beautiful person. You should worship nobody but the one and only true living God who is in the heavens, the creator of everything, the source of everything, the one unto whom we all will return. وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا, and that you be exceptionally loving, respectful, and good to your parents. إِمَّا يَبْلُغَنَّ عِنْدَكَ الْكِبَرَ أَحَدُهُمَا أَوْ كِلَاهُمَا. If one or both of your parents attain to old age in front of you, they become old and you are with them, فَلَا تَقُلْ لَهُمَا أُفٍّ, then do not backchat them. Do not verbally abuse them. Do not say hurtful things to them. Do not say wrongful things to them. How many times do we hear children saying hurtful things to their parents? The child has grown up. The child has a new and a beautiful profession with a new job, new car, new house, new clothes, new everything. And you can have any and everything and all of these things in life. There's no harm in it. But sometimes the children look down upon their siblings. They look down upon their parents. And when the parents try and advise them regarding helping their own brothers and sisters, they retort saying, "Yeah, ma, they didn't want to do schooling. They didn't want to do this. They chose the life that they have. Why should I now take mine and give it to them? Why should I do for them? They're not prepared to do for themselves." And they forget that throughout their lives, someone had to do for them. Your mom and your dad had to do for you. Your teachers at school had to do for you. Your lecturers at varsity and college had to do for you. Your colleagues at work have to do for you. You may be in a good position, but your position is only as good as the people who work with you. And if they do not work with you, if one of them doesn't work with you, your job, your authority will be jeopardized. You will be questioned. So in your entire life, you have people working with you, doing things to keep you where you are and improve your life so that you can soar into the heights of success. But when your own family requires that help, arrogance comes to the fore. Refusal comes to the fore. Why do we refuse? And these parents that we have, it is even more sad to see children being extremely successful. And these successful children's parents have to suffer, who live on a pension. They very seldom see their children because the children are always busy. The children don't realize their importance. That is the importance of the parents. Their children do not realize that mom fed me all my life. Let me make sure that she never ever is in want of grocery. Children should think that dad housed me all my life. Let me never leave dad stranded. Let me make sure that his roof is always secure. Water and lights are always secure. It is now my turn to give back. And it is so strange that many of these extremely successful people give back into the communities. They give back into the communities. I've had people who are extremely successful who give thousands of rands to the community. I have these people phoning me, Sheikh, can I give my mum? Can I give zakah to my mum? Can I give zakah to my dad? Can I give zakah to my brother and sister? And then I tell them, aren't you ashamed of asking this? Aren't you ashamed? Why do you want to give your mom and dad and brothers and sisters, why do you want to give them zakah? Your mom and dad especially. Don't you make a zakah case of them so that you may brag tomorrow and say, I give them zakah? They gave you everything you have. A companion of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we mentioned this last week, comes to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam complaining about his son. And he says, O Prophet of Allah, when my son grew up, I did the best for him, educated him, did for him whatever I could, and now he is educated. And I spent all my wealth on him. And today that he does not allow me access to anything. If I take anything, it's a problem. If I want anything, it's a problem. And the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam calls the young man. The young man comes, and the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam asks him, is this true that your father is saying? And he says, yes, O Prophet of Allah. My father just comes in and he just takes things. He doesn't ask. He just takes and he expects me to be quiet. These are my things. He needs to ask me if he may use it. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, with tears in his eyes, looks at this young man and he says, Anta wa maluka li abika. You and all your wealth belong to your father. Now a person will say, but how is this possible? That a Prophet of Allah could say, you and all your wealth belongs to your father. Let us look at it. When you were a child, growing up at home, did you ever ask Mum if you may have bread? You just went to the bread bin, opened it, buttered it, ate the bread, went to the fridge, took out cool drink, or took out milk, took out whatever you needed, and had it and enjoyed it. And Mum never ever told you it doesn't belong to you. You used and used and used and used and used. And when you needed to go to some other function, and you knew that Dad had a nice jacket, but Dad wasn't at home, you took the jacket and you went. And you made sure that you didn't spoil the jacket. And you wore it. Some even take their dad's shoes because they wear the same size. And they wear it. And throughout your life, you've been using the property of your mom and your dad indiscriminately, without question. And never ever did it occur to you that all these things belong to them. The house belongs to them. The bed you sleep on belongs to them. The blankets you cover yourself with belongs to mom and dad. The electricity you use belongs to mom and dad. The hot water you use at home for showering and all these things, all of this belongs to mom and dad. And you made yourself. In other words, these were the things that mom and dad provided you with so that you could make a success of yourself. And now that you are a success, and you've grown, and you are married, you have a family of your own, you have a home of your own, you have the beautiful, most flashy cars, you have everything that everyone would ever desire. And mom and dad still live in the small little house that they reared you in, content with their lives, wishing and hoping every day that you will come and visit. But you are too busy to visit. You have this meeting, you have this person to see, you have that thing to do, you have that deal to sort out. You need to do so many things. You don't have time. And when you are in a meeting, or when you are in your office or at work, and your phone rings and you are waiting for a call from some or other business associate regarding some or other deal. And when you take your phone out and you see it is mommy, you put it off. And she will phone 3-4 times, after which, sadly, she puts the phone down. Because you are too busy. You are too busy waiting for someone else. Someone whom you think will be of financial and material benefit to you and your company. So you are too busy to give attention to mom, even when it is her airtime. Even when she is paying for the call, you are too busy to take the call. And then later on, after you have struck the deal, now you're sitting and having coffee, and everybody has gone, and you sit there gloating, boasting, smiling at yourself, and there your phone rings. You pick it up and you see it's mom. Your smile vanishes. Your joy runs away from you. Seriousness comes into your voice. Anger comes into your voice. Yeah, mom. Salam alaikum, ma. Why you call me? Why are you calling me all the time? You're calling me the whole day. I've been in meetings. Just as I was about to do something, you call me. You can't do this to me, mom. But she hasn't spoken to you in 6 months. She hasn't seen you in a year. And you never give her a chance to talk. You never give her time to tell you how she feels. It's always just about how you feel. And you scold her. And tears roll down her eyes. And she asks herself, where did I go wrong? She doesn't blame you for who you've become. She blames herself. And she asks herself, where did I go wrong? She doesn't say, where did my child go wrong? What has happened to my child that my child has gone this wrong? No. She asks herself, where did I go wrong? Where did I fail my child? What did I do that has caused my child to be this? And you don't give her a chance to talk. Please, man, I'm busy. Stop pestering me. And you know I'm still at work now. I can't talk now, ma. Assalamu alaikum. And you slam the phone down. And it doesn't occur to you that mom may be sick and needs medication, and just wanted to ask you to get it for her. She doesn't want you to spend your money. She will reimburse you when you bring the tablets, when you bring the medication. But you are caught up in your own mind. You are caught up in your own arrogance. You are caught up in your own pride. You are caught up in your own self. الَّذِينَ يَبْخَلُونَ وَيَأْمُرُونَ النَّاسَ بِالْبُخْلِ. You have become of those miserly people who never share of themselves, and their arrogance and pride causes them to boast about who they are, making it seem so beautiful and so good to be this type of person that others desire to become like you just because you wear shiny clothes, just because you think you have a fat bank balance. I just received a WhatsApp from one of our ustadas. Ustada Sheikh sends this to me and I read it. And tears come to my eyes. And I say how true this is. The SMS is about a boy, a young boy. Whenever they are at the masjid, his friend always asks the Sheikh, please make dua for me. In other words, please pray for me. Make dua for me. And the Sheikh says, I will make dua. He says, please, but really, you must make dua for me. Please make dua for me. And the Sheikh says, yes, I will make dua for you. And this irritates this young boy. Seeing this happen day in, day out, where this friend of his is constantly begging for prayers, begging for du'as. And he says, one day, I was so irritated that I asked him, why do you trouble the Sheikh so much, asking him to make dua and telling him, please, you must make dua? And the boy said, I will tell you, but are you prepared to hear? He said, yes, I will listen. He said, yes, you will listen, but will you hear what I am saying? And he says, you know, my door of praise, my door of du'as has been closed. And it can never open again. And he says, I don't understand what you're saying. He says, yes, you hear what I'm saying, but you're not listening. You are listening to me, but you don't hear what I'm saying. He says, please explain what you mean. And he says to him, do you have a mother? And he says, yes, I've got a mother. He says, then appreciate her, love her, show her how much you value her, show her what she means to you. And with a glint of tears in his eyes, he says, I was 5 years old when the door of my du'as was closed. And since then, I have been going to various people hoping to find an open door of du'as for me. Your door of du'a is still open. And that is your mom. She is your mom. How many times does your mother say things to you? Be careful. That's a du'a. It's a prayer. Do well at school. That is a prayer. It's a du'a. Ooh, don't go around that. Don't go that way. There's something bad that's happened there. That's a du'a. All the things mom say to you, that mom says to you, to protect you, to keep you well, caring for you, worrying about your well-being. All of these things that seems to be complaints. All of these things that seem to be complaints are actually prayers. Every time she is praying for you, she prays for you, and she prays for you, and she prays for you every day. But my mom passed away when I was 5 years old. I don't have a mom telling me these things. I do not have a mum blessing me with 100 and more prayers every day. I do not have a mum who worries about me when I'm at school, who worries about me when I'm walking to the shop. I do not have a mum at home who prays for me. I do not have a mum at home that I can walk into the house and enjoy her beautiful smile. I do not have a mum whom I can come to and feel the warmth of her loving hug. I do not have a mum who will stroke my hair as she passes me by in the kitchen. I do not have a mum who will cook something for me with all her love and place it before me and pray for me as I eat it. I do not have a mum whom I can look up to and see her smiling, happy with me enjoying the food that she has made for me. I do not have a mum whose hands I can hold, or a mum who will hold my hands in the cold of winter, warming my hands for me. I do not have a mum who will take the cream and rub it onto my face so that my skin doesn't dry. I do not have a mum whom I can go to and just talk to. That door is permanently closed for me. And I have looked at this Sheikh and I have seen that he is a man who loves to pray. So I ask him, hoping that he will understand, hoping that he will understand my need for dua. But will he? He will not. Because he is not the mum. He will make dua when he remembers. He will make dua for you because you asked. Mum does all of that and more. And you never need to ask. So much so, you never need to worry, is she praying for me? You never think, is mom making dua for me? How many verses of the Holy Quran have you come across where Allah commands the mom and the dad to pray for their children? As compared to how many du'as you have come across where children are commanded to pray for their parents. The latter, where children need to pray for their parents, that prayer is the one that is mentioned most. Pray for them. And further on, the Quran says is if one or both of your parents attain to old age in front of you, do not backchat them. Do not say unbecoming words to them. Yes, like ma. Ja, na ma. Ma sien ek is besig met die. Nee, hoekom moet ek alles doen? Don't say those things to her. وَاخْفِضْ لَهُمَا جَنَاحَ الذُّلِّ مِنَ الرَّحْمَةِ. And the Quran says, spread your wings in humility as a token of mercy unto them. In humility. Be humble in front of them. Be humble in front of mom and dad. It is important. It is exceptionally important. Humility in front of parents must be there. And show mercy to them. One, be humble in front of your mom and dad. Number two, show mercy unto them. And number three, the Quran then instructs us. Allah instructs us. وَقُلْ رَبِّ ارْحَمْهُمَا كَمَا رَبَّيَانِي صَغِيرًا. And O my Lord, have mercy upon them. Be there for them in their times of need. In their times of need, in their times of sickness. Whatever they need, O Allah, fulfill their needs. When I am not around, O Allah, to help them, please help them. When I am not around to assist them, please strengthen them. Pray for every beautiful thing for mom and dad. وَقُلْ رَبِّ ارْحَمْهُمَا. And O my Lord, shower thy mercy and all thy mercies upon them. كَمَا رَبَّيَانِي صَغِيرًا. Even more than the mercy they had upon me when I was growing up, when I was a child, when I was an infant, incapable of doing things for myself. Mom gave birth to me and suffered great pain. She paid the hospital so many rands as a bill. But to me, no charge. She put me to her breast and I suckled it until blood ran. And tears as blood ran from her breasts. Tears ran from her eyes. Due to the pain she was experiencing with those first suckles of mine. And I was unaware of it. And through all that pain, when the milk started flowing, Alhamdulillah. When the milk started flowing, she forgot the pain because her child was drinking. Her child was being nourished. And she fed me 3, 4, 5 times a day. Whenever I wanted, she gave me. And I drank of her milk. And she never charged me, not a cent. She covered me in the most beautiful and the cutest of clothes. And I wasn't aware of clothes at the time. But she made me look beautiful. No charge. And I soiled those beautiful clothings. And after soiling it and dirtying those clothings, she cleaned me and put other clothing onto me. And not a moment of anger was there. And she did this, no charge. She took me by the hand that first day of school. And she put me into school. And when I cried, she cried with me and hugged me and called a teacher or called a friend and said, walk with my child. Take him to his class. And she stood there until I was around the corner and she couldn't see me anymore. But she still stood, thinking perhaps after a few seconds my child may come running back. She stood there with tears in her eyes. While the eyes were crying, she was smiling, proud of me. My first day at school. And when I came home that day, everybody congratulated me, and she was the happiest of all. And all of this, no charge. And then, as I went through my scholastic career, she provided me with everything I needed. There wasn't a day that I ever thought, I wonder if my mummy has. I would come home, Mummy, I lost my rubber. And she would give me another one. Mummy, I need a pencil. No, we didn't say need. Mummy, I want a pencil. And she gave it to me. Mummy, my bag is broken. And she fixed it for me. Mummy, my bag is still broken. And she bought a new one for me. Mummy, my shoes are broken. And she handed new ones to me. And this is how I went through my schooling years. Wanting. And then when I came to grade 11, for the first time, Mummy says, my child, I want you to pass. One want. After the thousands of wants that I had given her, and she had complied, humbly, mercifully, lovingly complied. She did it without thought, without hesitation. Now she says she has one want. I want you to pass the end of this year. Pass well, so that you can go to university, my child. Yes, like Mommy don't know what is matric. Yeah, I'm going to try. I'm going to do my best. Yeah, Mommy can see I'm studying. Mommy can see I'm learning. But Mommy also sees you are more on your cell phone than you are with your books. You are more with friends than you are with those who can benefit you for that year. This is your final year. And Mommy is worried about it because you have become so addicted to your friends and your cell phone that you almost forget your books. But after your retort, after your rudeness to her, she is silent, she is humble. And then she does everything in her power to make things comfortable for you. And then you go through your matric, and the next year you go to university, and you go through university, and you complete and graduate. And when you graduate, that is when you stop being her child. You get yourself a job and you work yourself hard, work hard. Where she used her last penny to get you to where you were or where you are. Now you're in a good job. You've graduated, you've gotten a top class job. 2 months into the job, you get yourself a smart car. The smartest of phones. The smartest of clothes. Name branded clothes and shoes and everything. And you are the person. You are the person. And one day, Mom is standing at home and she thinks, I'd like to make this for my child. I'm so proud of my child. I'd like to make this. And she goes to her purse and she sees she's 20 rand short. And she phones you at work. Because she saw that in your room, you left a few notes there on your pedestal that she would never touch. She would never take it. But now she needs a 20 rand to make something so that when you get home, you can enjoy that because she knows you love it. And you don't want to take her call. And you don't want to take her call. And when you eventually do take her call, you scold her. You tell her off. You make her feel so bad that she forgets to ask you for that measly 20 rand. And tears roll down her eyes. And she turns away from that phone after you slam it down. And she goes to the kitchen and looks at the kitchen, and she makes the best with what she has. She makes the best with what she has. And she makes it so special because she wants you not to be angry. And if you are angry when you get home, she wants that to taste so good that the goodness of what she has made removes that anger, and you look at her and say, Ma, oh Ma, Kasima, this is so nice. That is all she wants. Just to make her little heart feel good. Then now she can look into your eyes and see the smile on your face. That's all she wants. And you come home. You don't greet because you are still angry. The first thing you do is you walk to your pedestal to see if your money is still there. Wanneer is my geld nog hier so? Overal seker my geld gevat weer. And you look and you see, but sight alone is not enough. And you pick it up and you physically count each note. Oh, okay, everything is here. And you still don't realize that you've hurt Mom so badly. And you go and you shower, put on other clothes. You come to the dining room where Mom has set the table. Yes, like is that wat Mommy gemaak het? Is that all you made? Mommy is die hele dag by die huis. Couldn't you make something nice? And she turns around because she doesn't want you to see her tears. And you storm out of the house. Ja, ek sal my McDonald's toe gaan. Ek sal KFC toe gaan. I will go there, I want to go there. And you slam the door. And you leave her standing there with tears in her eyes. And when you do come home, she's already gone to bed. And how many children treat their mum and dad like this? There are many dads who do the same, who cook at home, who do all these things, single dads. We are constantly hearing about single moms, but there are many single dads out there. We are always hearing about the evil dads. There are bad women out there also. There should be a balance in when people talk. And it is imperative for us to understand that there are men who are just as good, who also cry when their children do these things to them. They walk to the bathroom, they say they're going to take a shower, but they stand and cry in that shower. So that if anyone comes in, they know no one can see my tears in the rain. No one can see my tears in the rain. Yes. So how are we treating our parents? This is Women's Month. So I am basing today's talk on all those beautiful mothers out there. Those lovely mothers. And my advice to all our children out there, whether you're a 6-year-old child or a 60-year-old child, your mom is still your mom. Your dad is still your dad. And after he listens to this friend of his telling him that his mom had died, this young boy goes home. And the next morning, he gives his mom, he comes and he wraps a shawl around her. His favorite shawl that he has kept new because he didn't want to wear it. It is so beautiful. And he comes, and as his mum is sitting at the table, at the kitchen table, and breakfast has been laid on the table, he comes around and he wraps a shawl around his mum. And he says, "Mum, I love you." And the sister is sitting there and she asks, what's happening now? And he bends down and from his bag, he takes a box and he puts this box in front of his mum. And he says, "Ma, this is for you." And she opens it and she sees it's a pearl necklace. And the sister lifts it from the box and looks at it and she sees how beautiful the pearls are shining and how they change color as she turns them. And she says, "But today is not Mummy's day. It's not Mother's Day today." He says, "Yes, didn't you hear? And it's not Mummy's birthday also." And he says, "Yes, didn't you hear? I didn't say it is Mother's Day. I said it is my Mother's Day. And it will be my Mother's Day every day from now onwards. Every day will be my Mother's Day." And then he says, "Ma, thank you for all the du'as that you make for me. Thank you for all those times you said, 'Don't run, you'll get hurt.' It was a du'a that you made for me. Thank you for all the times when you said, 'Be careful when you go to the shop.' It was a du'a you made for me. Thank you for all the du'as and all the prayers that you gave me throughout my life. And thank you for all the du'as and the prayers you still will be making for me. I love you for that. And I appreciate you for that. And as of today, Ma, I will always show you and let you know that I love you and I appreciate you." Because he thought of his friend who was running around from pillar to post to find one person in life whose prayer would be as valuable as his mother's prayers. And he couldn't find one. Looking in life for someone whose prayers would be as valuable as his father's prayers. And he couldn't find one. So today, respected friends and family out there, if you do have a mum and a dad, I ask you and I implore you. You know, I buried my own mom and I buried my own dad with my own hands. And I know what it is to lose them. If you have a mom and if you have a dad or either of them, go to them today. Don't ask them to pray for you. Don't ask them to make a dua for you. Sit in front of them and make dua for them. Pray for them. Do not wait for them to ask you, because they will not ask you. Just give them. Don't wait for them to seek assistance from you, for they will never do so. Just go and do for them. And as of today, I pray that Allah grants me and all of us that divine ability that we are truly capable of loving, caring, and just sharing with our moms and our dads. And if your moms and dads have passed away like mine, then don't forget to pray for them. Make dua for them. Ad-du'a'u mukhul ibadah. The The dua is the main part of all our ibadah. May Allah love and protect all the parents out there, and may Allah guide all the children out there so that we may learn once more to love and care for all our parents. وَمَا عَلَيْنَا إِلَّا الْبَلَاغُ الْمُبِينُ وَالسَّلَامُ عَلَيْكُمْ وَرَحْمَةُ اللَّهِ وَبَرَكَاتُهُ. And a very beautiful good morning to all our lovely Kofifi FM 97.2 listeners. This is Sheikh signing off.
لا إله إلا الله